When we lived in Southern California, I had a wardrobe I absolutely loved. It was bright, cheerful, and Lily Pulitzer head to toe. It actually fit my life perfectly. Outdoor activities, socializing, and a more dressed lifestyle than what I live now. And you know what? I was really happy in those clothes. And I felt like myself when I wore them. And then we moved back east to Philadelphia, and everything changed. I became my father's caretaker. We were cleaning out a home, building a new life, and experiencing real seasons again for the first time in about 20 years. And somewhere within all that, without even realizing it, I stopped reaching for those bright, colorful clothes entirely. And a few seasons in, I tried putting on those Lily outfits again, and my friend, it felt like a costume. It was like I was playing a character from a chapter of my life that had already closed. And that is when it hit me. These clothes didn't belong to me anymore. They belonged to the California version of me. And she and I were living very different lives. And here's what nobody tells you about getting dressed. It's not about the clothes. It's about identity. Every time you open your closet, you're asking yourself, who am I today? And if your closet is full of clothes that belong to a different answer, getting dressed feels impossible. And you know what? It's not because you have nothing to wear. It's because nothing in there feels like you. And the painful part is that these are not bad clothes, and they weren't mistakes. In my case, those Lily pieces were perfect for the life I was living in California. They were exactly right. But my life moved forward and my closet didn't move with it. And most of us have a full closet of evidence of this problem. Clothes that were right once. Could be clothes we bought hoping they would be right one day. And clothes that looked incredible in someone else's life, but not in ours. Today, I want to help you see exactly which clothes in your closet belong to someone else's life, because once you see it, you can finally let it go. After thinking a lot about this, and trust me, I have thought about it a lot, I've identified 3 versions of someone else's life that most of us have been dressing for without even realizing it. The first one is your previous self. This is the woman you used to be. For me, it was the California version of me. Bright colors, Lily Pulitzer. It was a wardrobe built around sunshine and socializing. For you, it might be your career self. The suits, the structured blazers, the heels that you wore when you were walking into a conference room every single morning. And now you might be retired, working from home, or living a much more relaxed life. But those clothes are still hanging in there. They're waiting and they're taking up space. And the biggest problem I see is that those clothes are making you feel guilty every time you open your closet. And also, maybe it's not about a career at all. Maybe it's clothes from a different size, a different decade, or a different chapter entirely. The jeans from 10 years ago you're keeping just in case. The dress from a specific event that was so beautiful you just can't let it go, even though you know you'll never wear it again. The clothes from before the move, before the divorce, before the loss, before everything changed. Those clothes belong to her, the woman you were. And you know what? You really need to know she was wonderful. But she's not who you're getting dressed for today. The second one is your imaginary self. And this is where my blazer story comes in. A couple of years ago, I decided I needed a few blazers. I had seen the look 100 times and I still have a lot of them pinned on my Pinterest board. Blazer, jeans, a simple tee. I love that look. It's chic, polished, effortless, and I really wanted that. So I went shopping, I bought a few blazers, and then I put them on. And I looked like I was heading to a board meeting in my living room. It wasn't chic, it wasn't effortless, it was just wrong. And I finally understood why. Those blazers weren't for my life. They were for an imaginary version of my life. And in my head, it was for the one who goes to gallery openings, lunches and dinners in the city. She's stylish, pulled together, and she absolutely needs that blazer. But she didn't actually exist. And dressing for her means standing in front of a closet full of really beautiful things that have absolutely nothing to do with my actual Tuesday. And I'm not saying you should give up on feeling polished or looking chic. What I am saying is that chic looks different when you're dressing for your real life. And the key is figuring out what this looks like for you specifically, not the imaginary version of yourself. because she always lives somewhere more glamorous and does things that you never do in your daily life. The third one is someone else entirely. And I think this is the sneakiest one. Maybe there are clothes you bought because you have a friend who looked absolutely fabulous in something similar, or because a magazine or website told you this is the look everyone's wearing, or a trend that made you feel like you were missing out if you didn't have it, or because someone's style that you admire wears something like it and you thought maybe it would transfer to you. But style doesn't transfer. And something that looks completely effortless on someone else looks discombobulated and completely effortful when it's not your style and you're trying to pull it off. And your closet is probably full of evidence of this. It could be the bold print you bought because your friend looked amazing in that print, but when you put it on, you always feel like the print is wearing you. Or it could be a trendy silhouette that looked incredible on the model, but just doesn't feel like you. It could be the statement piece you bought in a moment of bravery, and it's lived on the hanger ever since. These clothes all belong to someone else, and today is your permission to let them go. You know, I finally decided to donate and sell most of those Lily pieces, Lily Pulitzer clothes. And I want you to know something. I have not missed any of them, not once, because those pieces belonged to a version of my life that I no longer live. And it was beautiful while it lasted, but that's no longer me anymore. And making room for what actually belongs in my life today felt like exhaling after holding my breath for a very long time. So what does your life actually look like right now? Because that is the life your wardrobe needs to serve. And when it does, getting dressed becomes so easy. Not because you have more clothes, but because everything you have actually belongs to you and belongs in your lifestyle. So I've got an exercise for you, and I want you to try it this week. Go to your closet and pick out 5 things that you haven't worn in the past 6 months. Just 5. I'm not asking you to do any more than that. 5 pieces that are just hanging out in there, never getting worn. And for each one, I want you to ask yourself one honest question. Which life did I buy this for? Was it for your previous self, the career, the cat? Was it for a chapter or part of your life that you no longer live anymore? Was it for your imaginary self, the life you thought you would be living right now? Or the aspirational version of you that only exists in your head? Or was it for someone else entirely? A trend, a magazine, a friend's style that you admired? If the honest answer is any of those 3, that piece doesn't belong in your wardrobe anymore. It belongs to someone else's life. And giving it away is not a loss, because what's happening is it's actually going to make room in your wardrobe for things that are going to serve your life right now. And the key here in everything we're talking about today is building a wardrobe around your real life. Not the life you used to live and not the life you wish you were living. The one you're actually living right now, right here, watching me. I really want you to know this because this comes from the heart. What I want for you is to be able to open your closet and feel good about yourself every morning and have clothes that fit you and fit your lifestyle every single day. And if you're ready to work through this properly and build a wardrobe that truly fits your lifestyle, my Style Refresh Blueprint walks you step by step through the whole process. It's available here on the screen in YouTube Shopping and down in the link in the description. When you look in your closet right now, whose life have you been dressing for? Let me know in the comments. You know I love hearing from you. Stay gorgeous, and I'll see you in the next video.